discussing today all about the restaurant POS, delivery management, and of course, the Sapaad. So business owners are keen to find solution to have a one software or in one setting there it can provide a point of sale already, a delivery management, and an inventory management. A lot of softwares can cater this requirement, and one of those is Sapaad. So Sapaad is an online restaurant solution that could provide those features that I've mentioned earlier. But in today's session, let me give you first our objectives for today. So first of all, the first objective is to learn key features of Sapaad. Majority of our discussion will focus on Sapaad. Then second, to demonstrate how to enter the sale in the POS. So I will also make a demonstration later. And also the last but not the least, to learn the integration setup of Xero and Sapaad. Sapaad is an online restaurant solution, and it has these following key features. So it has an offline mode where you can sell even if your internet is down. Transactions are automatically synced back to the cloud. It can also provide integrated with food delivery apps. So you can get orders from top apps like Uber Eats, sent directly to your restaurant POS. And aside from that, Sapaad also has an integrated payments features. Sapaad accepts payments from major credit cards and variable payments gateways such as the Stripe, WorldPay, Sapaad Pay, Heartland, Adyen, and more. So you can actually check if your payment methods are available in integrated Sapaad payments. Now, Sapaad also provide convenient reports. Sapaad's powerful business dashboards gives you a real-time, valuable insight to your restaurant's performance at any time, from anywhere, because this is a cloud-based software. And it provides as well a inventory management. Sapaad does instant consumption of stock as you sell. You can send POs straight from Sapaad, run stock takes on a tablet or your laptop, transfer stock between locations with a click of a button, and much more. There's a lot of features or a lot of functionalities in their inventory management. And lastly, a multi-store. Sapaad was built from ground to support multiple locations. Assign staff to different locations, configure the menu, and take orders for any outlet, all from single administration. So these things, I will give an overview on how you can find these things in their setup. So now we will go to Sapaad and give you a very quick overview of how the Sapaad looks like. So when you log in, you can find the dashboard. The reports are very convenient. It's real time. So once you've sold something, you will see immediately the information here. So this Sapaad is actually fresh. So I've set up this Sapaad for the purposes of demonstration only. So basically, it will show you here all your sales, all the trend of your orders or your sold items, any announcement in case there will be an announcement posted, then the total sales, the modification or reprints here. So I will discuss the modification as well later. Orders by location, so you can set up here, top selling items, it will be shown here, sales by location, staff-wise report, canceled orders, hourly breakdown report. So there's a lot of reports available in Sapaad, and you just have to explore some of the features or the reports available in Sapaad. Now, that's for dashboard. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of functionalities here at the top. So walk in, this is where you will actually input the orders. Later, I will show you as well. The dine-in, the CRM, and online. So before I will be discussing these features, let's go first on the setup side of Sapaad. So in the setup settings or the settings in Sapaad, you will find the location setup, menu setup, inventory setup, staff, global settings, partner integrations, Sapaad add-ons, and my account. So before anything else, let's go to my account. So in here in my account, you will actually find your subscription details here. So I need to discuss this part in order for you to understand that some functionalities of Sapaad depends on also on your subscription. So some functionalities of Sapaad is actually an add-on. So for example, the Sapaad Online, Sapaad Connect, loyalty module, Sapaad KDS. KDS stands for Kitchen Display System. And then the SMS communication. So here, then Elite Support, Sapaad Direct. So there's a lot of add-ons in Sapaad, and it will be quite costly. But if you really want to have a sophisticated features and could cater your requirements so that your business processes and operations will be smoothly be implemented in your business, then you can actually try to do the add-ons on those items. So you can actually see the cost here. So here, I've set up annually, so I will click on monthly at least, so you will have an overview. This amount is in dollars. So if you are in the Philippines, please do the honor to convert in the Philippine peso. And in Sapaad Connect, you're actually required to activate from their side. Actually, there's a need for a Sapaad support intervention when you do the Sapaad Connect. So you just have to turn on that and activate and send a submission to Sapaad team for that. The loyalty module, so it will also here run a powerful loyalty program at your restaurant. Sapaad Loyalty is seamlessly integrated with your POS. Super easy to set up and simplifies every aspect of a loyalty program for your customers, from earning and tracking loyalty to redeeming rewards. Sapaad caters CRM. So from that point of view, the CRM will be the base, the starting point of the loyalty module. So all your customers' information, all the tracking of the activities, the transactions that your customers will do to your business, it will be tracked or traced in this loyalty module of Sapaad. Then here we also have kitchen display system. So you will be having an enhanced operations with multiple category-wise kitchen stations and gain real-time insights into kitchen efficiency, stay on top of modifications with cool visual cues and more. So it is also designed with gold standard usability and built to suit even the most demanding kitchen environment. So aside from the POS, aside from the inventory management, Sapaad also caters a kitchen display system where the business owner have a visibility of what is happening in the kitchen real time. Okay, so once the cashier inputs the sale in the POS, it will be sent to the kitchen staff and it will be properly, all the status will be visible on the kitchen display system. So it's another add-on in Sapaad. Then another one is here, SMS. So you can, it's really actually costly if you will require all these features in Sapaad. So SMS communication, it's a module that lets you stay connected with your customers, notify them at every step of your delivery process. You're sent out carefully targeted SMS messages to customers with just a single click. So if the SMS communication is enabled, it's like a delivery communication that your orders are already prepared, or it's already picked up by the delivery driver, or it's already on its way to your delivery address. So that's on the SMS communication. For Sapaad Direct is actually, it will enhance your customer's experience by adding a QR-based contactless or order pay system that runs directly from their phones, no apps, bus queues, free app stop, and reduced customer waiting time. So this is actually a solution that no need for application. You just have to send the QR. So when you scan the QR, it will automatically direct you to the link and you will do the order from there. So that's it. That's how the functionalities of Sapaad based on the subscription that you will be activating during the in your subscription. So that's it. So I will proceed on the other setup in Sapaad. So we have discussed the My Account. So that's the composition of the My Account. Then Sapaad add-ons, you will see here all the add-ons that you have enabled in your subscription, the Sapaad Online, the SMS, the Loyalty, Sapaad Connect, and Sapaad Direct. This is where once you have enabled that in your subscription, you will be setting up the functionalities and all the setup here in this portion of the settings. And then aside from that, the global settings. Here in global settings, there's a lot of functionalities actually here. So the first one would be the order cancellation reason. So you can set up the reasons here. So what would be the possibilities that the orders will be canceled? Your cashier will have to select whatever list that you will be setting up here. And also the order modify reason. So in case there would be a modification in your orders, like change price or something like that. So you will also set up the modification reasons here. Then combo sections, this is where you will set up the combination of the menu, buy one, take one, all those combo offers that the business will offer to the customers. This is where you will be setting up that part of the functionalities in Sapaad. Then next will be the supervisor password. So it's obvious, the term will give you the meaning of that setup. Then the payment types, this is where you will be adding the payment types like the online, the cash, the credit card, either MasterCard or Visa card, or any third-party collections like Deliveroo, Talabat. In the Philippines, I think GCash. Next, referrals. You can actually add referrals here. You can add a list of referrals here. So you can have a list of who referred to whom, okay, to your business. Then the modifier list is actually where you will be having an add-ons. For example, your business is burger. So what are the modifiers? Do you want extra cheese? You want extra lettuce or tomatoes? So this is where you will list all those modifiers. Okay. Then next, modifier groups, you just have to group all your modifiers. Okay. And customer groups. So this is also where you will set up, you will group all the customers. So if you have set up already your customer list, in case you have already, then you can actually group them. Then here, the CRM address labels. So this information here is very vital to setting up the loyalty programs that I've mentioned earlier. So if you will enable in Sapaad subscription, the loyalty programs, so you will be actually having an intensive setup in this information. Okay, then others. In others, actually, this is where you will see the CRM information, the dine-in information, the delivery manager, and the general here, the supervisory, and the tax. This is quite important in case your pricing is inclusive of tax. You need to turn this on. So if you are setting up the prices in your Sapaad, for example, a VAT in the Philippines, it's a 12% VAT, and you want to set up the prices that has a VAT already. So this is where you will turn on that information. Okay. In case you will not set up the VAT or the tax rate inclusive in your prices, you can turn this off, and I will show you how you will set up the tax rates inclusive of on top of your prices. Then also here you can actually set up the alternate language. You can set up your different language here. Then next, we're done with the global setup. We can check the staff and add their name, their email address, their number, their role. So you can actually set up a captain or the supervisor, the admin, the waiter, cashier, service station, call agent supervisor, the delivery manager station, and the delivery boy. So see, it's it's all here. And then aside from that, you can as well do the inventory setup here. So the recipes, the ingredients, the finished goods, and the inventory settings. So in terms of the detailed, I cannot give you that information right now. So I will be actually focusing on how Sapaad can integrate Xero later. So that's later, in the later part of my discussion. Then here, the menu setup. This is where you will input the menu, and you can actually upload the menus here. You can download all the items in CSV file and do the setup there. So I have actually a sample here. I can show you very quickly of what are the items needed here. So the category, the item name, the price, the item code, and the tags. So this is actually very important, the tags and the item code and the category, because as I've said earlier, I've shown you in the dashboard, there are lots of reports available there, and it depends on the setup that you will be putting in your settings on your items. So that's on the menu side. Now, let's go to location setup. Under location setup, if your prices are inclusive of VAT, you need to go to the other settings and enable or turn on the price with tax inclusive prices. Here, you will actually be entering, wait for a while, the menu management. Here, in the menu management, you will be setting up the tax rates here. So you can actually, I've added here the tax rate in UAE, the VAT on sales, which is 5% only. So you can turn off and turn on that one. Okay. And it will be updated. So you have to refresh, okay, the menu from the setup menu. Follow always this pop-up so that you will not have a problem on setting up the transactions. So here, the menu, this is where you will be adding all the information, if it's with tax or without tax, and if it will appear in the POS or not as well. Yeah. And then aside from that, the general details where the address of your restaurant or your shop, or yeah, or your cafe or your kiosk, you will put that information there. And then in the staff, so this is where, as I've mentioned earlier, if you have a multiple location, you can assign your staff here. So you can actually input, or if you have a list of staff here, you can actually do the assigning of your staff to that location. Okay. Unfortunately, I did not set up that information because it really requires a unique mobile number and a unique email address. Anyways, this is just an overview, so you'll have an idea of how things are being done in Sapaad. Then next, the dining section. This is where actually you will set up here the dine-in. So in case you will be managing the number of tables in your dining area, you will set up the number of tables here. Okay. And this is where you will be managing the information in the dine-in section. Okay. So I'll show you very quickly now what composes here in the dine-in. So you will see here, when you click the dine-in and you click the table number, I've actually seen these features in the restaurant. If you will be curious and you want to explore, try checking on a restaurant with a POS and check how they are inputting in their system. So if you are allowed to do so. But I've seen this actually, one of the restaurants here in Dubai. So they have this kind of setup. Click the table number, there they will input the order of the customers. So that is where it is being set up. And then the status here, the available, occupied, and done soon. Then let's go to the printer and peripheral settings. This is where actually you will set up the templates of your receipts, your invoice copy, and the kitchen slip, or you can actually add a new template. It depends of what are the information that you would need here. Okay, I think that's it. And then aside from that, the delivery settings, the delivery areas. So this is where you will add all the information for the delivery, and the delivery manager, the number of your credit card payment option in case they are authorized to do the payment on the delivery setup. Then that's it. That's on the edit. That's on the location part. Now, last but not the least, the partner integration. This is where you actually set up your accounting partners. So Sapaad has accounting partners with Tally. This is a very known system here in UAE. Then QuickBooks, I know it's also known in the Philippines. And of course, our system, Xero. So we will focus here in Xero, okay? But first, I will go back to my presentation here. So what are the prerequisites in the Xero and Sapaad integration? So first, you have to set up your Xero account. And in Xero account, you have to set up properly your chart of accounts, your sales account, your payments. I will show you later. And then aside from that, you need to set up your tracking categories in case you have a multiple location. So, or you're a multi-branch, okay? It's another term. And then you have to connect Xero and Sapaad. I will show you as well later. And you wait the next day to check if the data are properly posted in Xero. So you have to be patient on this part. Okay, so I will show you on how you will be setting up your chart of accounts properly. So in chart of accounts, you go to the revenue, and in your sales account, you have to make sure that you have selected your proper tax rate. So the tax rates in Xero should be set up as well in Sapaad. So I mentioned earlier where you will be setting up that information. It's actually under, again, refresh your information here. Under location, click on that, and then the menu management and the tax rates. And this is where you will set up. Make sure that the tax rate is the same in your tax rate setups in Xero. So where you will be setting up the tax rate, you just go to advanced, other accounting, then advanced, then here, tax rates. So this is where you will add the tax rates in Xero. Aside from that, as I mentioned, after you set up the account, the chart of accounts here in the revenue, the tax rates, you do that as well in the chart of accounts of your payment. So in your payment, you have to make sure that the tax rates as well are properly integrated as well here. The tax rates are properly selected. Okay, the same together with your revenue account. Then after that, if you are a multi-location or you have a multi-branch business, you can set up the tracking category. So you just go to the accounting and then advanced, then tracking categories. So Sapaad is actually giving a specific information on how you will set up the tracking categories. The tracking name should be locations. Okay, don't forget that. The tracking name should be locations. So if it's a misspelled name, Sapaad will not capture that. Okay, that's it. That's how you will set up you just have to add another option for your branch 2, branch 3 of your business. And then once you're done with the chart of accounts and tracking categories, we can now start connecting your Sapaad to your Xero. So under Sapaad setup here, so under Sapaad setup, you go to partner integrations, accounting partners. So if you will be connecting, you just have to turn this on. It will have a setup like this, and you will be required to select which one. It's already connected here in the Sapaad 2. Then you are actually auto-connected. Then continue with one organization. And then that's it. You just have to make sure that it's properly mapped. So this is where your accounting knowledge is needed. Okay, so paid online. So you need to make sure as well that all the payment types or all the payment mode that you are using, you will be setting up separately in Xero. So a separate account for cash, a card, online, or any other third-party collections for the payment. So this is online, then cash, that is cash. The MasterCard is actually card collection together with the Visa, it's a card collection. The discount, you can actually have an option to have a separate account for sales discount or just the same account with the sales. Then you can enable the location and then select the location here and just click submit. And that's it. You just have to wait the following day if all your information are being synced or it's already integrated to Xero. So I have tried this demo and the information that I got is this one. Okay, so it's actually the payee would be cashier, the date, the same date and due date, and the invoice number will appear like this. Okay, then description, total sales, and we'll have like this, and the VAT on sales, then the branch. Okay, see, it has a branch. So if you did not turn on this, don't expect that it will appear here. Okay, so if it's not set up properly, you will have a problem. Now, as you can see here, there's an amount. So I will show you very quickly how you can compare the integrated amount here in Xero versus what is in Sapaad. So you go to dashboard and then under business summary, you just have to select the date. So you have to be mindful on the date. This is actually very tricky. So this information is for December 10. You have to select December 10 here. And the due date here is not 10, but actually 11. So if you want to generate an information on December 10, it should be 10 here and 11. If you want to generate December 11, it should be 11 here and 12. So you just have to be mindful on that. Otherwise, Sapaad will not generate the proper report for you. So the net sales is actually 160. It's actually correct, 160. But the VAT is actually, the VAT captured is only 5%. I've realized why it looks like this, because when I did a sample sales, one sale is actually with no VAT set up. So I did not turn on the VAT on the settings. So that's why there's a discrepancy on the VAT being charged in Sapaad and what is being computed in Xero. In Xero, it's actually correct. It's 8 dirhams, the 5% of the 160. So it's actually correct. What's the problem was in Sapaad. That's the only issue there. And that's it. That's how you will be having that information. This business summary will also give you an information of what are the walk-in orders, how many walk-in orders, then the payment types. So you can have a proper breakdown of the payments. So 91, 13, and 60. Let's see. 91, 13, and 60. So it's correct. Okay. And then 165. Okay. And then the wastage, in case the inventory management is enabled, this will actually be automatically be updated. The number of voids that your cashier will be having in a day. So the supervisor can have an idea, will have an idea of how many voids that they have approved on a certain day. And then the discount, the store charges, the tax here, the sales by staff in case you are actually tracking. So if your cashiers have a different user access, so they will, their names or their access will appear here. And then sales by category, sales by tag. So I think the tag, that's where you can set up in the menu. I think that I have shown you the menu template earlier. Then the delivery collections. Okay, the delivery collections in case you have a delivery manager or the delivery management is enabled in your subscription. Now, I will show you very quickly on how you will enter a sale. Okay, so under walk-in, so in case you are in a walk-in setup, there is an order. So you just have to get the information of the customer. So I will order cheeseburger, 1 whole grain. Okay. Then grilled burger, beef burger. And then let's have a chicken pizza. Okay. And then let's have a Coke for today. If you need a notes here, so you just have to put your notes. Then if you want to have a discount, since see here, you need to make sure that all the information of your discounts or your modifiers will be set up in settings in your setup menu here. So that's where you will have this option here. Okay. And then aside from that, if all are already selected, you can place the order. So you can select the mode of payment, either a MasterCard. So I do a partial payment of 12 dirhams and in MasterCard. And you can have the last digits of the card here. And then the balance would be paid in cash. Okay, just have to pay that. And there's no change. So that's it. And when I run the dashboard, I go to the dashboard, I will see that I have a sale for today for an amounting of 42 dirhams, a number of order, no, one order only, and these are the orders. Okay, that's it. That's how you will do your integration when you place an order. So let's go back to the key features of Sapaad, and I have demonstrated as well how to enter the sale in the POS. And I have discussed as well how the integration of Xero and Sapaad in both systems.
There are a lot of alternative point of sale software already available in the market on the shelves right now. And we choose Sapaad as a matter of presentation. It is because most of this POS software, as far as integration is concerned, with QuickBooks and Xero runs the same, almost the same. No, it takes the total consolidation value and then push into Xero as a one simple daily invoice and capturing the respective payment settlements of each of the daily sales. It be a different gateway. It could be based on your delivery partner, or it could be a simple cash or a simple wallet, which you can add. So there are just very few items that I would add to that. First would be whether Sapaad available worldwide globally. The answer is yes. There's a number that you can call on for global support. They can answer you on a mobile number. They can answer all your questions directly. They will be very good to provide you a support and assistance on what you need. This particular software has been founded and located in Dubai. And many of our clients are using this system for many years already. Our team has helped them set up and, in fact, manage their accounting books using this point of sale integration directly to Xero accounting software. What does it mean? It means the data that is coming from the point of sale every time they close their register, at the end of the day on a scheduled time, it automatically push the sales data and the payment data to the accounting software. And what our accounting team will do the next day, we'll just simply look at this sales entry that's coming as a draft. And then we do our immediate reconciliation. So we look at the bank, whether the cash has been deposited in the bank. We look at on immediately we can check the bank whether the cash is recorded, because many of our clients following impressed system of accounting. And then number two would be checking the credit note, the credit cards, if the restaurant is using credit card payments. Okay, that would come also either in the next day or towards the end of the month. We're reconciling. If the restaurant is receiving payment through a delivery partner, obviously we will secure a statement of account towards the end of the month and then reconcile from that. Okay, and so it's very simplified without necessarily disturbing the restaurant client or the staff. Okay, because it's automated. In the past, without this integration, of course, as the accountant, you would need a what we call cash register blast blotter or a cash closing register report. And then you would also need all the Z print out from the credit cards. That it's all convenience, and you have to visit the restaurant. That is all gone now. The way we're doing it, it's more smoother and more automated type of tracking revenue side and be able to reconcile properly with the correct data. Okay. Number three would be, obviously, it will sync with Xero, like I said, and QuickBooks. And then number four, in other countries, this I have to confirm yet, but I know this was one conversation I have with Sapaad team. They mentioned that there is an office already, representative office, that is based in the Philippines. Okay. However, if this is not confirmed, if there are restaurants who are very interested on setting up Sapaad, we can actually coordinate with you with Sapaad. We can assist my team, our team in the Philippines would be able to help you in the integration. So in many cases, when Sapaad will have a client for using Xero, Sapaad would seek our assistance, and we do a free integration support here in Dubai. Our team, me personally, was part of the initial team. I was consulted and give a very minimal advice on how the integration, when Sapaad was thinking on how to integrate with Xero, I was giving advice to the Sapaad founder and to the development team on how it should work. And yes, after 5 years or 4 years, I think they have done the integration already and it's working smoothly as well. Okay. In terms of delivery partner, so particularly in the Philippines, if we have audience in the Philippines here or other part of the globe, many of the delivery partner that is mentioned by Anjanette have a global presence. For example, Deliveroo, Talabat, for example, here in UAE, they are partnered that. But for example, in the Philippines, you have Food Panda and Grab Food. We are not sure. I don't think it is still connected with this delivery partner, right? But of course, if there would be a momentum and volume of clients who would be using Sapaad, that is something I think it can be arranged with Sapaad as per request. No? And otherwise, what you can do is set up as an additional payment, mode of payment, your delivery partner, and then you'll have to, in terms of accounting, you'll have to reconcile manually. But in terms of syncing of the orders from your POS to the delivery partner, that is something that needs to be worked out. But generally speaking, again, I'm always talking forward of what's going to happen on the future in terms of simplifying recording. So I think in the future, like I always been consistently saying, integration would always be the key factor of how to simplify things. So I see a future where Food Panda, Grab Food, I know they have an open API already, would partner with either local or international point of sale system like Sapaad, for example, who have a delivery ordering set up as part of their platform, where the orders from their third-party delivery would just synchronize in their point of system, and the order will pop up, and then it will transmit automatically to the kitchen display system, meaning the kitchen now would be able to see real-time the orders from any payment delivery partners. As you make an order in your app, it goes push to delivery app, push to the point of sale system, and then push to the KDS system or the kitchen display system, which is sitting in the same platform on Sapaad. And then the preparator or the cook, whoever is preparing the food in the kitchen, would be able to see it real time. So while you are preparing the food, your delivery riders or persons would also get notified through delivery app, goes to the shop, and by the time he arrives at the food counter, the food is already prepared for pickup. So here, the contact is less, the error is less as well, of course, and then the time would be able to be synchronized. I'm very fond of food delivery myself. Right now, this food delivery app with this integration, particularly on certain restaurants that I made order with, that is using Sapaad. So, and there's one particular restaurant called Taza. Taza is using Sapaad. It's a very popular restaurant here, and I love their food. So once you order with Sapaad, when you go to Talabat, for example, and look for Sapaad, that order goes directly to Talabat, push to Sapaad, and then Taza would be able to prepare the food simultaneously. In less than 10 minutes, the closest restaurant would be able to deliver to me the food. That's how it's very effective and efficient, very contactless kind of sale. So I think that's the only thing that I need to add. Unfortunately, today, we have yet to see a more robust POS system that is based in the Philippines. For example, I'm just talking about our audience in the Philippines. hopefully we will have some point of sale software that start to integrate. Now, I think there's one particular question that is important also to be asked as far as Philippine market is concerned, whether we can register the POS with the BRR. Unfortunately, I don't have a concrete answer to this. Maybe we can possibly try for a CAS, a registration. Maybe try to contact us directly if you're interested about the inquiry about whether this can be. We can tell you, we can update you separately. Unfortunately, I didn't get the update this week on whether they have already successfully activated. But I know in the past, there were some restaurants already using Sapaad in the Philippines. I know that for a fact. But I'm not very sure on how the CAS or the registration of the point of sale is done. So if there was some restaurants already using, then it's possible in some regional districts this register has been registered.